cards on Friday. Let's start with Friday. I just got, unfortunately, I don't know why last night's card started so late. It was pretty dumb because I wasn't able to see, of course, all the fights. I couldn't see Jack versus what's his name, Mikhailian, and I couldn't see, of course, which other fight was before that one. Oh, no, I forgot. Anyway, I couldn't see the main card, of course, the main event. So yeah, that was too bad. But I today I watched it on replay because I did pay for pay per view. So would have been a shame if I missed so many fights or the main fights. But anyway, I got to see Macaulay versus a Jagba. That was a decent fight. Nothing really, groundbreaking, nothing special, but still there were some good exchanges. Good exchanges. Sorry, exchanges there. Just a second. Uh, yeah, I just had to tell a friend if he was able to come here to the chat. I don't know if anybody, well, maybe somebody, I hope, will come by, and because otherwise it's not, it's not gonna last very long if you cannot talk to anybody else, and discuss. But anyway, yeah, the draw, Jagba versus Bakole. Actually, I think it's pronounced Bakole, but anyway, um, yeah, I thought that Jagba won it. Even though Bakole was really, he took the middle rounds, and Jagba didn't do much those rounds. He was, I guess, being cautious, and that was clever also because you don't want to get into a slugfest, a war with someone like Bakole, a big puncher who also weighs more than you, and yeah, but Jagba took some also big shots. So to his credit, he's shown that he can uh, take a good punch. Yeah, he does, and I liked the way he threw and landed his punches. Bacola was also effective, but he has a little, not such a very sharp or polished style, kind of clumsy, or I don't know how to call it. But yeah, Bakula is still a beast, no doubt. But I thought that Jagba just snatched the fight because he won, I thought, 96-94. So that one scorecard was correct, I feel. And the other two judges, I think, were swayed by the fact that Bakula really kind of turned the heat on in the last like 5-6 rounds. In the first three, Jaguar was definitely dominant, and Bakula looked like he was pacing himself or saving himself for later rounds. So yeah, I mean, Jaguar still came back, landed some good shots. I think he won the first 3 rounds for sure, and in the fourth he got clipped with a good shot. With a good shot, and but he took it well. I thought it was a left hook to the, yeah, to the facial muscle. I guess I don't know what to call it. Just below the. It was good that it wasn't on the temple. Then it would be much harder to take. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, now, this fight was pretty significant, was pretty important because it was, I guess, it affects the rankings and all that, decides who goes on to. Sorry, gotta explain to this friend how to get here. Damn it, he's so. Yeah, not very schooled in these stream, how to find a stream, YouTube. Yeah, so where was I? Jagba, he won anyway. Should have won, but yeah, the judges were. He kind of gave it away. Also, I must say though, should have been a little more active anyway. And but Coley was like standing there in the I don't remember which round, 6, 7, and shouting, "Come on, fight me!" And then after a while, he did start to fight Jagba, but. Yeah, this has been a problem, I guess, in the past for Jagba, and not always pouring it on, enough. And yeah, but as I said, I don't know if this was some kind of eliminator, because I hope not, because it ended in a draw. So yeah, but it was a pretty important. Well, what? Oh yeah, right. This was the eliminator for a IBF title. Well, then it was really stupid because you didn't get anyone. Um, uh, so now I don't know how they're gonna do it. Just gonna choose maybe. I would have chosen. Well, I don't know. It's their choice. I think Usyk doesn't have the IBF title. It's just Dubois who holds it. So I would like to see a winner of. I mean, I would like to see any of them fight. Fight Dubois, and I know Dubois is also actually now supposed to fight. Supposed to fight. Oh, what's his name? Usyk. Sorry, I just got some things to do here. Damn, this guy really needs to be explained. He just isn't very good at this finding. All right, there it was. I hope he finds me now. I would like to see any of them fight. The winner of Dubois Usyk, by the way. People like Bakole because he comes there and oh, there you are, finally. Thank goodness. Hello, hello, my good friend. Hello, Pete. So, have you heard or seen any fights, by the way? I'm talking about Bakule versus Ajagba last night. It was the last fight I saw live because I fell asleep. Rocco in the house. Yeah, great to have you here, my friend. Uh, yeah, I mean, so I'm talking about this fight, which was the eliminator for IBF title fight. So now Dubois is the IBF champion, but he is gonna fight Usyk soon. So who did 10 pounds? I mean, Jagba looked very slim and fit, but Coley doesn't look exactly very either slim or fit. Slim fit. Yeah, I mean, I said I would like to see any of these, either Bakoli or Ajagba against. All right, against the winner of Usyk Dubois. I don't. Who would you like to see? I mean, and what do you think? Can any of them win? Let's say they fight Dubois. All right, if Dubois wins versus Usyk, which might well happen. Right. What do you think, Dubois versus Bakoli? Who wins that fight and how? Tell me, tell me. Yeah, he's very big, very heavy guy. But Coley, I think, yeah, probably. I think Bakoli is just too easy to hit, and Ajagba showed that last night. He did clip him well with some good punches, but then he stopped really attacking Ajagba in those middle rounds. But I still thought he should have won the fight anyway. Ajagba, Fa. And I think he would do better against Dubois or Usyk probably because he can move well. He's not so heavy and he hits pretty hard and has sharp punches and dubious. Yeah, Dubois. I don't know really. Right now he looks like it, but we'll see. How it goes against because Joshua was already past it and. Miller, also and Hergovich got cut, and he started too early there in the fight. He gassed too early, but I gotta give Dubois credit. Of course, he is very good. He has improved mentally. Also, he's stronger now, definitely. Yeah, which is very important, of course, because in that first Usyk fight, he pretty much crumbled after Usyk came back. After that knockdown, that controversial knockout that didn't happen. Yeah. What do you think about that, by the way? Was that a low blow? I don't know. It didn't look like very low to me, really. Wellington, think the rematch goes the same way. Oh, that was a typo. I think you. Who is Wellington? I was like, well, I think. All right. Well, yeah, might be. I mean, Usyk has a very strong mentality. He is so strong. You cannot get him off his comfort zone, whatever you want to call it, off his mojo. He's very tough, also. So, yeah, Du- Dubois does punch hard, though, very hard, and but he will have to really put on his best performance to stop Usyk, I think. And Usyk is kind of at the age when people start to slow down, with the boxers, and so I don't know really. He's like 38 now, so but I don't think he's still washed up. Definitely not. I don't know if he can knock out Dubois this time though, but I think it will be a great war, really, even better than the first fight because Dubois has now much more confidence, than he had back then. And by the way, the guy who almost stopped Dubois before, Kevin Lerina of South Africa, he stopped this guy on Thursday in 3 rounds, Radchenko from Ukraine, by the way. Yep. Just to mention that. I don't think he will stop him, but he does have his best chance. Yeah, he does, definitely. I don't know where is the fight. Let's see. I don't know where the fight is. Dubois. I like how Joshua. Oh, in Wembley, all right. Huh. July 19th. Well, it's still some couple of months till that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, he's got a lot of confidence right now. The boy is sailing on those 3 wins, which are all pretty big, even though, as I said, Joshua was no longer at his best. He hadn't been that for a while, actually. And Hergovich made the mistake of coming out like like throwing bombs right away, and he got caught and all that. And I think Hrgovic can well beat Dubois in the rematch, but he's got a problem with stamina. That's his big problem, and he cuts too easily also. So that's the problem. And he doesn't punch that hard that he can just knock him out with two, three punches or something. Hrgovic has shown to be as a puncher, just all right, nothing special, just kind of good, but not that great. While the Dubois does punch really hard. He is a great puncher, definitely. So that's the. I mean, in that fight, Hrgovic caught Dubois with some really clean shots, really big shots, and he just stood his ground in the first 5 rounds. Anyway, Hrgovic landed many punches, and then he started to tire. Yep. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see anyway. That's why sometimes I don't like to make predictions. It's so hard sometimes. Maybe this guy is not in the right mindset right now. The other guy was maybe looked weaker than him, but now he feels stronger. So that's why it's pretty hard to make a good prediction. Yeah, unless you really have great inside knowledge about these fighters also. If you have like contacts with inside this world, like with trainers and whatever, then maybe yeah you can have a clue. But still, I mean, it's hard to know who will win. Okay, moving on. Yeah, another fight. The next fight, which was on this card, was Jaime Munguia versus Bruno Suras. Yeah, yeah, many people thought that Munguia would avenge the loss by knockout also, but that didn't happen. He won though. He won comfortably, but still he didn't really impress. So my mother turning on the water boiler. Anyway, sorry about the noise, by the way. Where was I? Yeah, Munguia. Yeah, I don't know really about his future, but it doesn't seem like he's at super middleweight. He's as good as he was at light middleweight and middleweight. Even though he stayed at middleweight pretty not that long anyway, which was a shame also. I thought he could have built a good career at middleweight, Munguia, but he didn't fight enough. Yep, so he beat the French guy. I thought he was French Canadian, but here it says he's French actually. Interesting. If we look at the rankings at super middleweight, Canelo is the king, and then we have Christian Nobili, Diego Pacheco, Osli Iglesias, Caleb Plant. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know. For Munguia, it would be best if he doesn't fight Canelo again. Maybe somebody like Pacheco, Nobili, or Iglesias, maybe, even would be good, or Berlanga. All would be good fights. Yeah, Riyadh show. It started so late. I don't know why. Just before midnight here, fifth quarter till midnight. What's that? I didn't understand. Bought. Yeah, yeah. The guy, the Sheik, Turkey al Sheik. But he's done a pretty good job. I don't just. Yeah, he does deliver, of course. I mean, much better than these guys in America and UK. Who always argue it's such a big deal putting on a show like. But anyway, do you, His Excellency, do you know about Mugia? What do you think? I mean, have you seen him fight? Watched him fight? Or the problem is, I think he's got really good physical talents and all. He hits hard. He's a big, strong guy, but I think his defense might be lacking, or yeah, doesn't have all the tools that he needs. Obviously, even though losing to Canelo was not a shame, of course, no shame in that. But I was kind of thinking, expecting him to maybe even beat Canelo, but no, he didn't come close. I think Berlanga was actually closer than Mugia, which was a surprise. Of course, none of them beat Canelo; they all lost. All right, you check his record. He's got a pretty impressive, I mean, record. I think he's like 44-2 or something, 45-2 maybe. I don't know. So he's still a young guy. I think he's like, let's see, Mugia is 28. Well, yeah, pretty young still for a boxer. So, mhm. uh, yeah, yeah, I think, he's managed by Oscar De La Hoya. So, you know what happened before that fight, press conference? De La Hoya and Canelo went at it. They were both angry and almost came to blows, and that was almost comical in a way. It was because Canelo called De La Hoya something in Spanish that translated means like, well, I don't know if I should say the word that might get me uh, a strike. Anyway, yeah, he called him an asshole and something else, a gay man. Anyway, that means gay. Yeah, that's true. The side of every fight. A side, right? Yeah, I mean he's also done a pretty good job, but Canelo used to be promoted by him, but then Canelo claims that he stole money from him, that he steals it from his fighters, and that's why he left. I mean that happens. That's not nothing unusual. Promoters do that, unfortunately. I mean Don King was infamous for stealing his fighters like half of their purses or even more. You know, just that Tim Witherspoon, by the way. Yeah, somebody like him. Mayweather got paid a lot less against Canelo. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. He usually got paid really a lot, but yeah, maybe. I don't remember. Yeah. Mm, yeah. Also, we had the return of Badu Jack. I mean, this fight was between two pretty old guys. Well, anyway, Badu Jack is 41, but he's still shown that he's not done yet. He beat uh, Noel Mikhailian, who is 34. I actually thought Mikhailian was older. That's funny. I don't know why. Right. So yeah, I watched that fight and it wasn't that exciting, but there were some good exchanges. I mean, it was pretty competitive, but Jack definitely won. But dude, Jack, I don't know what happened because when he first won the WBC belt at cruiserweight against Makabu, he then vacated it to move up to Bridgerweight. I think that was a silly move. That was not a good move. Now he's back at cruiserweight, and Mikhailian then won the belt against Makabu after that, and so that's what happened. So yeah, Badu Jack. This was a fight for a WBC championship. Yes, that's right. So now they'll. I hope he will fight the other champions like Zurdo Ramirez and well, at least one of them, Jay Opetaya. Also, yeah, I think Opetaya and Ramirez will fight before that probably. Badu Jack, yeah, and all right, then we go. We can talk about Canelo versus Skull, whatever. however- Yeah, that was a big disappointment, that fight. I also talked to another friend who loves boxing and he watched the fight, and yeah, there wasn't that much happening really. I mean, Skull was just moving and boxing, and Canelo was chasing him, and pretty much like Mayweather versus Pac-Man 2015. Yeah, so Skull happened to win, obviously, some rounds, but still he lost in the end. Yeah, well, scorecards were very uneven. One had it very wide for Canelo. 119, 109, and the one had it 115, 113, and the third 116, 112. So I don't like when it happens, but sometimes you have these bad judges, really, fortunately. So Canelo, yeah, yeah, it wasn't exciting. It was a big letdown, but I don't think I anyway didn't expect much because like who is Skull? Suddenly he was he just had won the IBF title, and that was the only reason why he was fighting Canelo. He had beaten Vladimir Shishkin of Russia. Yeah. So Skull is a boxer, definitely. He's not a puncher. So it was gonna be like this, him running around, avoiding Canelo, and just boxing, counter punching. Right. Yeah, it was a very forgettable fight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't actually realize Canelo was stripped, but IBF. I mean, they are so ridiculous. I mean, they keep stripping these. I mean, even Opetaya had been stripped before. I don't really know why. They have these ridiculous rules, like you have to defend at least every 6 months, something like that. And if you don't, you get stripped. And yeah, it's just bullshit, man. He is the undisputed. Yeah, he is. He's got all the belts now again. But yeah, I wish he didn't have to fight this guy, but now it's done. He can concentrate on somebody better, like Billy, for instance, or yeah, let's say, well, not Mungia, Pacheco, maybe. I don't know. Even though I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch with Mungia, but yeah, Iglesias also the Cuban. That was the Cuban he should have fought. Iglesias is a puncher, but he's also a good boxer, definitely. Yeah, the Eubank. Who? Canelo and Eubank. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, that would be. What I like about Eubank is that he almost never really disappoints you. He comes to fight. Yeah, well, that would be interesting. That would be a good way for Eubank to end his career, of course, because he's now 35, almost 36, and somebody was calling me. Just a second. Ani Onai Mattel. Sorry about it. It will sell pay-per-view, right? Yeah, it will sell massively. Doesn't matter if it's in England or USA or whatever, Mexico even. Yeah, I would like to see that. I think Eubank can give Canelo really a run for his money. Still. Hmm. Oh yeah, also well, oh yeah, that will really sell out for sure. Sweet Caroline. And all that stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, I think Canelo beats him, but I mean, he did get hit a lot against what's his name, Conor Ben, but fortunately for him, Ben is not a middleweight really, so he couldn't really hurt him. But yeah, I mean, I think Chris would really give it a good. He would put on a good try anyway. It would be like when he retired James DeGale, I guess. Yeah, don't you want me, baby? But yeah, they are singing, before the main fight. Main event always Sweet Caroline. Da, 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 never seems so good. And they always go so good, so good. Ah, no, no. Nice song, yeah. Neil Diamond. Yeah. So, by the way, I also want to talk about what happened on Friday in New York. New York, Times Square. Well, not Mikey, Ryan Garcia, he came back. He was suspended for a year, unfortunately, but he came back trying to win the WBA championship against Rolly Romero, the welterweight. So Rolly had been at 140. Now he's at 147, and he beat Garcia, who didn't look really at his best. He dropped him, and yeah, I agree. It does. So yeah, man. Anyway, so Ryan Garcia got dropped, but he went distance, but he lost. Yeah, convincingly in that fight. And yeah, I mean, now it was a bad idea of him to get right back at fighting a top contender like Romero. He hadn't fought for a year, and yeah, he should have just taken first a tune-up fight. Yeah. Yeah, he just got caught, pretty much on the wrong foot, let's say. It wasn't a devastating, and he said also he wasn't really hurt, but yeah, yeah, anyway. Yeah, he is very wild and unpredictable, and when he's at his best, he can, beat almost anybody, anyway. But sometimes he just fails to deliver, and yeah, like on Friday night. So yeah, that's right, like the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That's true. hmm He's just that's his personality, very flamboyant and not macho, but like very cocky and cocksure, as they say in Britain. Yeah, he took the defeat like a man. That's true. Kudos to him for that. Yeah, he's pretty tough. I mean, he got knocked out by Tank Davis because he had an injury in that same spot before the fight, and it was bad luck. And apparently, someone from his he ratted him out to Tank Davis and his camp that he had that injury. That was really pretty rotten tough, rotten done by by Tank. Yeah, I mean he appeared to have some problems also, like mental problems maybe for a while, but that was fortunately he's all right now. He seems all right. He actually said that so far he thought that Luke Campbell had hit him the hardest, and he did drop him. I saw that fight. That was a good fight. Times Square, yeah. I mean, when he went down against Campbell, that looked really, bad for Garcia, but he got up and in the end he knocked Campbell out with a body shot in the seventh round. Yeah. So, but yeah, against Tank, he just wasn't able yeah, to land the right punches to knock him out, and he got knocked out instead. And yeah, that's true. Yep. Also on the same card was Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez. And of course, as expected, Haney really outclassed, outboxed Ramirez. I think Ramirez hasn't been the same again after he lost to Josh Taylor, and that just seemed to take his mojo. And then, when somebody is undefeated for a pretty long time, then he loses for the first time. That does something to a fighter, definitely. It takes his aura of invincibility, if you want. And some react good. They come back. Maybe they struggle for a while, but they come back strong. But some guys, they just fold, they are never the same again. Same with Joshua when he lost to Ruiz. It's in here. It's a question of mental strength, right? Definitely. Haney. I don't know really, but he won anyway. Ramirez didn't look good, definitely. So compared to him, Haney looked all right anyway. Jesus, what's this? Somebody, all right. Keep getting these messages. Sorry. All right. So nice. Okay. It's yeah, I know. It's not great to type, right? Yeah, yeah. No problem, no problem. Yeah, yeah, I know. Anyway, oh, holy crap, we have someone else. Is it possible? Someone else just joined. Hello, hello, and welcome. So Haney beat Ramirez, and also Teofimo Lopez, he won against Arnold Barboza Jr., which was a little unexpected. I thought that Barboza might win, but because he beat Jack Catterall, looked very impressive, against Catterall, which was, I think, earlier this year, yeah. So it seems like Lopez won clearly anyway. On the scorecards, I didn't see that fight, not yet. So yeah, it's very good win. One of his best, really. So yeah. Yeah, well, Teofimo was, after winning against Lomachenko and all that, he was very highly ranked and all that rated, but that loss to Cambosos Jr., wow, man, what a shock. What a huge upset. And I couldn't believe it. But I thought he needed that because he had become a little too high on himself, high on his horse. And, every fighter now and then needs to lose just to get an ego check, his ego checked. Definitely. So, yep. Lopez now he holds the WBO Junior Welterweight Championship, yep, title. Well, he's still young. He's only 27. I actually almost can't believe it. It seems like several years ago that he was the champion the first time. And it was. He started out young, Yeah. Yeah, I would like to see it. Hope I can find it on YouTube. Yep. Those were those fights. Also, on the Philippines on Sunday, we had Marlon Tapales. He stopped this guy Jet in 3 rounds. So Tapal is a pretty solid fighter, but he was knocked out by Inoue. Oh yeah, that's right. Inoue also fights tonight, by the way. Yep, he. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot he fight against Cardenas, but I forgot also I watched Richard Riakporhe. But that was a weak fight. He fought this overweight Argentinian by the name of Espindola, I think, and he just quit after the fourth round. He was dropped and got too much punches he took. So I don't know what I feel about Richard Riakporhe. Seems like sometimes like he lacks heart, or yeah, I don't know. Bud versus Alvarez. Yeah. That's supposed to happen in September. Canelo always fights in May and September because those are the Mexican national holidays. Well, not the national holiday in September, and the Cinco de Mayo is like a almost religious holiday or something. Yeah, festivity. I'm not sure. Which is actually tomorrow. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, we have also somebody, Rafael Espinosa, fighting on the undercard versus this guy, Edward Vasquez. Okay. Mm, right. But the main event, which is in Las Vegas tonight, is now Naoya Inoue, who is the king at junior featherweight or super bantamweight. Wow, he holds all the belts, even the ring belt. All right, so he's fighting against Ramon Cardenas. That will be interesting. I don't know this guy Cardenas, but he's like 26-1-0, and he's got 14 knockouts, so he's not a knockout guy. Oh yeah, Fraser Clark. Yeah, I like Fraser Clark. He's a big, strong, tough guy. Got a lot of heart. So yeah, versus Cardenas. What do you think about that, Roberto or Pete? Yeah, that's true. We know what's coming, of course. Knocking out, knocking the guy the fuck out. I don't know. We're probably not gonna last more than 6 rounds or something. Maybe not even that much. I don't know why they chose Cardenas. I guess just they couldn't get anybody else. Sometimes these super champions fighters have to fight whoever is out there. Whoever is ready. It can't be always just top class. Worley, yeah, he's going to fight. Who was it now? Somebody that just a second. Fabio Worley. Yeah, he's very. I have pretty high hopes for Fabio. I gotta say. He's fighting Justice Hooney. That's right, on June 7th in Ipswich. Yeah, he's from Ipswich. That's right, Fabio. Really nice guy too, and great. Yeah, he pulled out fat baby, not big baby. That's cool. Anyway, yeah, Fabio Worley versus Justice Hooney. I've seen him before. when he was fighting Kevin Lorena, he won it, but he didn't look so great. But he didn't fight anybody else that was really good anyway. But he's decent. But I think Worley will beat him and probably knock him out. Yeah, Bone Crusher Smith. Both are tall guys, pretty slim and really heavy, hard punches. I think Worley should be able to put Huni away, but it might also go the distance. I don't know really. Yeah. So also next week, Josh Taylor is coming back. By the way, just a second. Let's see who against. It was Echo Essuman, right? This is in Glasgow. It's not next week. I thought it was May 24th. Wow. It's at welterweight. So he's finally moved up. I think that was about time. He should have done it before, really. After the first Canelo fight. Disaster. Thanks. Yeah, he's seen better days, but this is an opponent he can beat, and they know it, so that's why he's getting it. He's now 34 years old, also, so no longer very young for a boxer. I don't know why Taylor didn't move up sooner. He's just very big for a junior welterweight. Even for a welterweight, he's tall, but he can make that comfortably. I can see. Yeah, I mean, yeah, surely. He's never gonna be a super welterweight. Yeah, and the problem was he was doing well so long, and then he faced this tricky southpaw like Kedro. So he can't handle those tricky fighters very well, and he hasn't fought many of them either before Carroll. So that's why he didn't do so well, especially in the rematch. In the first fight, I thought Carroll won, but it wasn't so wide as some people had it. I remember back then. Nemoj prolaz, sad jebem materiju. Tako. So yeah, that was my mother, by the way. Yeah, it wasn't so close, but in the second fight, he just got dominated really, and he tried, but he just couldn't do well. And that was his last fight last year, and now he's fighting. That was almost exactly a year before this fight, 25th of May. So yeah. Yeah, he had a. You mean making the weight? Yeah. Yeah, he's no longer a middleweight, definitely. His middleweight days are over. So, yeah, he's just too big. Too big now, obviously. You could see the big difference in body shape and all that, the size between him and Ben. It was pretty big. Big difference, yeah. So, yeah, that's true, of course. Yeah, anyway, well, I'm really, I don't know about Canelo versus Crawford, by the way, I'm thinking now. But what we know is that Canelo is much heavier than Crawford naturally, so I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea. It's kind of like, yeah, if way back when these light heavyweights would fight heavyweights or something, or when Stanley Catchell, the middleweight, he fought Jack Johnson, but it was an exhibition, not really a real fight, even though it ended in a knockout. Yeah, I don't like it. It's the same thing when Canelo fought Jermel Charlo. He had no place. Charlo had no place fighting him. He was a super welterweight, junior middleweight, whatever. And he didn't do well. And after that, his career just went to hell. Sam Langford, yeah, that's right. Yeah, yep. Oh, sorry, something itching here. So yeah, that would be pretty much that. Thank you for joining me here. By the way, Mr. Duran. I think we can call it a night or whatever. Call it a day. This has been pretty nice talking to you, talking boxing. Yeah, same here, my good friend. So yeah, I hope next time, I'm gonna have to announce this couple of hours ahead, but we'll see anyway. I probably next week I'm gonna do the boxing chit with Joshua anyway. So anyway, yeah, later, my good buddy, and to everybody who will watch this, I hope you have enjoyed any in boxing and will enjoy it next weekend also. Bye.